but you haven't done it yet. First off, let me just say I'm very thankful there are people that, you know, want to drive for somebody and they don't want to run their own business because it's too much, you know, pressure or too much whatever for them. I'm very thankful for people like that. And the life they're choosing, it's not for me personally, but a lot of people, you know, that's what they want in life. They want to work for somebody. They don't want a lot of responsibility. You know, they just want to be able to come in, go home, collect enough money to do whatever their goals are, and then that's it. For me personally, I have different goals in life than them. You know, I have a duty, self-instilled duty to my family and to my bloodline. You know, that I gotta work hard, you know, to build this legacy for my kids and my grandkids, which I don't have any yet, but I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot. So I just wanted to, you know, do this video to kind of inspire some of you guys and, you know, just talk about the opportunities that are out there right now. So we just had a Richie Brothers auction here in Washington, the 25th of June, and this is 2024, guys. This literally just happened 2 or 3 days ago. Dump trucks, decent dump trucks, workable dump trucks, just sold for like $16,000, $20,000. And a lot of you guys haven't jumped into business because you're so, well, for one, none of you know how to save money. You know, but you just don't put it into practice. Outbound narrow bridge. You guys don't put it into practice on how to save money. You go to the convenience store, you buy your energy drink, you go to the restaurant, or you got your cable TV, you got your internet, you got a whole bunch of these non-essential things that you're paying money for that you don't really need to, but you kind of want it because it's nice and it makes life more enjoyable. Well, guess what? If you really want to save some money and pay cash for your first truck, you need to get rid of all that stuff. You need to get rid of everything that's costing you money. And the most important thing you need to do is get rid of all the things that are distracting you from working more hours. That's your biggest problem right there. If you can't save any money, it's because you're not working enough hours because you're doing stupid things with your time. You got cable TV, you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Disney Plus, whatever the heck you're doing, you're wasting too much time. Time is valuable, right? If you want to start your own business, you want to buy a truck cash, the trick to buying a truck cash is get rid of all of the distractions. Stop going out to eat, stop watching movies, stop scrolling Facebook, stop scrolling Instagram, stop scrolling YouTube, stop watching all the shorts. You guys blow hours and hours and hours a day on that BS. And that's what it is. It's literally BS. Like, you are literally wasting hours, days of valuable time that you could be working a couple extra hours every day. Ask your boss for overtime. And if he don't give you overtime, then you need to have a job where you can get some overtime and you can work those extra hours that you would be doing pointless, meaningless stuff that does not increase your financial bank statement. Right? If you are making $20 an hour, there is no reason at all that you should not be able to save minimum $10,000 per year. If you stop wasting all your money on stupid stuff, like literally non-essential stuff to live life, Like, I'm talking about a roof over your head and not blowing all your money on food, because a lot of you do that too. You blow all your money on food, right? Oh, I gotta have these Fritos, or I gotta have these Lays, or I gotta have these Doritos. Freaking $5 a bag, or $6 a bag, $10 a bag. And then next thing you know, you blew $300 in junk food that you did not need to live, right? All you guys know everything I'm telling you. You literally know what I'm telling you, but you're literally just too lazy to put it into place. You're literally too lazy, or another word for it is non-discipline. You have no discipline, where you can't just say to yourself, I'm not gonna do this because I want this. You have no discipline, right? I developed discipline. That is how I started my business, right? That was how I saved that $10,000 to buy my first dump truck, right? If you want a nicer dump truck than the one I had, you just develop the discipline and you save your money for 2 years. That's literally all it would take. 2 years to save enough money to pay cash for your first dump truck. You can easily save for 2 years. 2 years isn't even that long in the grand scheme of things. It's very short. Very short. Right? If you save your money, don't spend any money on non-essential things, you will have the money to pay cash for a dump truck easily under 5 years. It don't matter what kind of, if you want to buy a $50,000 dump truck, $50,000 dump truck, in 5 years you can easily pay cash for it. Cash. As in no overhead whatsoever except for maintenance, repairs, insurance, licensing, tax, tonnage. That's it. And the fuel, which you don't spend money on fuel unless you're working. So there you go. That's literally how I started my business. I developed discipline. I stopped spending money on stupid things. I stopped going out to eat. Stopped going to the movie theater. I did not buy stupid, pointless subscriptions that waste my time and waste my money, right? You have to get to a point where you're like, I need to change my life or I would rather die. That's where you have to be. Like, if you don't get that crazy about it, then you're probably not going to develop the discipline that it's going to take, you know? Like, that's where I was. I was at a point where I would rather die than continue doing what I was doing for the rest of my life, you know? Because, you know, like, you know, Andrew Tate says, you know, you have to escape the matrix. That's the way I felt, right? A lot of you do not have that feeling in life. You don't have that sense of emergency, that sense of urgency. You don't care about escaping the matrix. As in, what is the matrix? The matrix is you work, you go home, you eat, you sleep, then you go back to work again, and then you just repeat the cycle over and over and over until you're dead. You have nothing to show for in your life. Like, that's what being trapped in the matrix is. It's like you literally accomplish nothing substantial in your life. You know? I have goals to accomplish substantial things in my life, right? And just getting by is not substantial to me. And I personally was willing to make extreme sacrifices to me, they weren't even extreme. To a lot of you guys think they were extreme sacrifices. To me, they were not extreme, because I've seen what extreme, and I mean really extreme poverty looks like. I lived in Peru for 2 years where people were living in literal mud houses with dirt floors. They were shitting in a fucking tube sticking out of the ground. I've seen extreme poverty. I know how low you can live and still survive. So the sacrifices I made were not even that extreme. I wasn't living in a mud hut, right? I wasn't only eating bread and water just to survive. I didn't have sandals made out of recycled tires. Or better yet, I actually had shoes on. You know how many people I seen in Peru that couldn't even afford shoes? They didn't even have shoes to their name. And you are over here complaining about your $100 Nikes. Oh, they're so expensive. Well, don't buy those then. Buy something cheaper and take better care of it. That's what your guys' problems are. You don't take care of the stuff you got, right? So it lasts longer. You don't fix the things you got so you can keep it longer. You would rather just go out and blow your money and spend your money on something you don't really need for survival. And I don't need to tell you what you need for survival. You know what you need for survival. You argue with yourself in your head all day long. Oh, do I really need this? Oh yeah, I'll let me just get this Netflix. I need this. No, the fuck you don't need that. You don't need to go out to eat. What you need to do is get off your butt and fix something cheap. PB&J, rice and beans, you know, some rice-a-roni, some pasta-roni, something cheap. You don't need to be blowing your money on, you know, if you are spending $600 a month on groceries, you are literally crapping out your money. That's what you are doing. You are literally crapping out your future. I just hate to say it like that. Me and my wife and a baby and a dog had a food budget of $150 per month. $150, that's almost nothing. $150 a month. That was $25 a week for food and $50 a week for hygiene products and dog food. $150 a week. If you can't survive off $150 to $200 a week, you're never going to escape slavery. If you can't sacrifice now for a short period of time, 1 to 2 years, you are never going to escape that rat race. It ain't going to happen. Mainly because some of you guys, the only other way to do it, which I don't recommend going this way, is you go into loads and loads and loads and loads of debt, right? Which Justin recommends this way. I don't recommend this way because you don't learn the valuable lessons that you need to know. into debt for your first dump truck and this and that, but yet he started out with the Sterling. He didn't start out with the brand new truck. I didn't start out with the brand new truck. If you talk to any business owner that's ever been successful for a significant period of time, they did not start out with a brand new truck. They started out with something used because in order to be successful in the long term of business, you have to start out with something old because it teaches you valuable lessons about business, right? When you start out with something old, your overhead is a lot lower. Your overhead's lower, your profit is higher, right? The longer you've been in business, the more likely you are to get a little bit more debt because you can figure out where that line is of comfortability of how much debt you have versus how much, you have sitting in the bank. You're able to, you're actually able to analyze the numbers a little bit better because you've been looking at them for a period of time. If you just go out and buy a brand new truck, you don't know what the numbers of your business are. You're going to be blowing money left, right, front, and center, and then you're going to wonder why you can't make your payments because you spent a whole bunch of money on worthless things that you didn't need to. That's what some of your guys' problems are. Ask me how I know this, because I've seen businesses come and go. I've been in business for 7 years. Going on 7 years. I've seen lots of guys buy dump trucks, new dump trucks, old dump trucks, and I've seen them come and go. And I see their spending habits, and I see what they do, and how their work ethic is, and it is very evident why they come and go. I got 4 dump trucks. I have a 2024, but yet I'm driving a 1992 Kenworth. Would it be nice for me to drive that 2024? Hell yeah, it'd be nice. Guess what? I make more money if I'm driving the 92. Not only that, my employees are happier, right? They see me putting in the sacrifice. Business as long as me, you know what older trucks can handle and what they can't. And drivers, some drivers will just run it into the ground because they think they can treat it like a brand new truck. They think that it's all tight and everything's, never breaks. Nothing ever breaks. Stuff breaks. And if you really push it, you're gonna break stuff. That's what a lot of people don't realize. And that's why you need to start out with the used dump truck, because it's going to teach you where the limits are of equipment. You're going to figure out when stuff breaks, you have to pay for it. And in order to pay for it, the business has to make money, which means you have to be able to work. And a lot of you do not know how to work without looking at the time clock. That's a lot of your guys' problems. You can't work without looking at the clock. And that's why you're never going to be able to spend without looking at the cost. Anyways, rant done. Don't forget to pound that like button, pound that subscribe button for more great content. I hope you guys develop the discipline to save up some money and buy your dump truck cash. advice. I'll catch you guys on the next one.